On a beautiful fall Sunday morning on the campus of CSI, the Staten Island community has gathered here for the annual Walk for Autism Speaks. Our new friend Richard, who is one of the people from Team Mason, joins us. First off, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today, Richard?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So what made you decide to participate in the walk today?
Well, I'm part of a Masonic Lodge, Liquori Lodge on Staten Island in Tottenville. We just decided to participate because we know a lot of people with autism. My nephew has autism, guys in our lodge, son has autism, so we decided it's a good cause, come together, walk, raise some money, and have fun.
What's it like seeing such a large part of the community participate in such a good cause like this?
Oh, it's great. With everything going on in the world, all the, divide, people are so divided on things. It's good. Everyone can come together, black, white, Jewish, Catholic, come together for a good cause and raise some money and have fun.
Overall, how is your nephew feeling physically?
Oh, he's fine. He's going to occupational therapy and, things of that nature. And he's coming, a lot of improvement, which is good, so. Hopefully.
Is there a hope or a goal that you would like to see happen down the road?
Eventually, hopefully, see what the cause is. Since so many children are affected by autism, to see if they can have a root cause of, what causes it, and treat the children that need to be treated correctly and more understanding of everything.
What is a day in the life of your nephew like as an autism person?
He has a few hours a day of speech therapy, occupational therapy. So he goes about 4 hours, I think, a day of therapy with different, speech therapists, and then the occupational therapist. Then he also has school he has to do as well. So it's a full day for him. So,
what grade is he in?
I just started kindergarten.
Very good.
So,
if you had a message for the people out there who may not be familiar with the condition, what would it be?
It's really hard to say. It just affects so many people. So many people are affected by it. Your neighbors, your family members. So that's about it.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on participating. Continued success and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Another new friend of ours joins us. Her name is Milena, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she's joined by her daughter, correct?
Correct. This is my daughter, Kayla.
Kayla, it's very nice to meet you. Tell me about the special individual that you're walking for today.
We're walking on behalf of my son, Jaden, who's 4 years old and was diagnosed last year with autism. And we're actually walking for all the kids who struggle every day. We support them 100%, and, they're awesome.
Speaking as a parent of someone who has the condition, what's a day in the life like for you and him?
We have good days, we have bad days. He struggles because he's nonverbal, but overall, it's challenging, but we're grateful for him. So we go through all the ups and downs, the tantrums, the crying, the yelling, the potty training, but we love him. So we take it how it is.
What type of message would you like to send out to the people who may not be familiar with autism?
The message I would like to send is that, how they say they're not different. It's not a disease. They're wonderful children, and they strive to do the best that they can. And we as parents have to keep supporting them in all that they do.
How do you feel about the community taking part in such an important cause today?
This is wonderful. I've never been a part of anything like this in my life, and I'm very grateful that we are.
Thank you so very much for your time. Kayla, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so we're about to start our very special program. And just remember, everyone, instead of cheering or clapping today, all we're going to be doing is raising our pom-poms. So I'm going to ask everybody right now if we can count to 3, and then we can get really quiet. Can we do that? Ready? Everybody count with me. 1, 2, 3. That's awesome. All right.
Our dear friend Ralph Ashburn joins us. It's very nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing well. You?
Very, very well, thank you. Tell us about the individual who you are walking for today.
The individual I'm walking for is my oldest son, Warren, and he was diagnosed with PDD-NOS, which now is all autistic spectrum disorder, it's all ASD, and he is 6 years old. He'll be 7 in December. He's still minimally verbal, unlike his little brother, who is overly verbal, and I'm here walking for him today.
When did you first realize that you saw something that was not right with Warren?
Well, Warren met most of his goals. He walked on time, he crawled on time, he walked on time, he climbed normally, so he didn't really have any physical symptoms. But we became concerned that around a year and a half that he wasn't really talking, and he was actually diagnosed at probably shortly past his second birthday, probably around 2 years and 3 months, 2 years and 4 months.
Tell me about a day in the life of being a parent of an autistic child.
Well, the biggest problem you have is communication. When you have children that are nonverbal or minimally verbal, sometimes it's difficult to ascertain exactly what it is they want, and that leads to some frustration with the child. They have some tools now for them to use, like they have what they call PECS, Picture Exchange Communication System, and they have things on a little pad that he uses, and he's getting an iPad now, which is a better tool. So the hardest part is really trying to figure out what it is he's trying to say, because he does try to engage us and communicate with us, and most of the time we know what he wants, but occasionally I can tell there's something he's trying to tell us that we really can't get from him. So that's really the biggest challenge, is trying to figure out what it is he's trying to tell us.
I'm curious to know more about the communication part. Do you see any improvement from him, or do you feel that there's still time left to go in order for him to fully convey what he wants to do?
He definitely has a ways to go on that. And he's met a lot of his goals, and he used to give us a hard time about eating, and his diet was very restrictive. He didn't want to eat certain things. He's gotten much better with that. And really, right now, if he would just get better in the area of talking, that would really be the last thing I want to see come out of him, because everything else he's done really, really well with. But that's the one that he's still lacking on. The PECS has helped, and he has some sign language as well that helps. But if he would just get a few more words, and sometimes I feel so bad for him, because he comes up to me and he's making lots of noises. I know he's trying to say certain words. I just can't understand what he's saying. He just doesn't manipulate his mouth right. There's a condition called apraxia, which in my opinion is basically a symptom of autism. It's not necessarily an independent diagnosis, although I think they do diagnose people with apraxia. I feel apraxia is a symptom of autism, because they've said that he has apraxia, and that's part of the problem, is he just can't articulate his words.
If there is one hope that you would like to see happen, what would it be?
For Warren, or
in general?
In general, it's just that they improve the ability for people who are verbal, like you and I, to cross the threshold to communicate with nonverbal and minimally verbal individuals like my son. And then hopefully from there, they'll be able to develop their speech, and then, we can basically communicate with them better, or maybe bring them up to speed somehow.
Excellent job, sir. Thank you
very
so much. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Our new friend, Frank Liquori, who happens to be a student at Tottenville High School, joins us. Tottenville is definitely representing today. It's real nice meeting you today. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Tell me about who you're walking for today.
My cousin Vincent, he has autism. Autism runs in my family. So it's just nice to be out here and spread awareness for this kind of stuff, because I see him a lot, and it's just really sad to see how people don't really get a fair start in life. And it's just nice to be here to spread awareness, and hopefully one day it won't be as dangerous, it won't be as bad to have autism.
Since you spend quite a bit of time with your cousin, what's a day in the life of Vincent's life like?
Well, usually he likes to play with lots of toys and child figurines and stuff. He's 18 now, but Like he likes to go on the internet, watch all his YouTube videos. It's kind of nice to see him like how much he enjoys this kind of stuff. And I kind of wish he got the better help that he deserves because he's usually stuck in the house all day. But sometimes I like to go along and help him out whenever I can. I've been very busy lately, but just I wish I could do more. So that's why I'm here.
What would you like to be able to do in order to help out the cause, in addition to participating in the walk today?
I think just lots of charities, spread more awareness about this, and have, like, if you don't know someone with autism, maybe like meet someone with autism, maybe become their friend so then they won't feel so lonely in this world.
You being a Tottenville student, have you been able to pass along a lot of the word in regards to autism awareness around campus, and if so, in what ways?
Well, sometimes I'll talk to students, they'll tell me about their experience with autism. I'm actually friends with some students who have mild forms of autism, like Ashburn and stuff like that. I'm really good friends with them, and they tell me their struggles like that, and I sort of like, I understand, I talk with them too, and then I talk to other students. We just sort of like, it's kind of nice to express all these feelings that we have, and it's just really healthy for us.
You being a Tottenville student, one thing that we know about the campus is that they've had quite the reputation for athletics.
Yes.
Their football team, their baseball team have both been really top of the line, not just here on the island, but all across the city. Have you been able to participate in a lot of the stuff that's going on in campus with the athletic program?
Lots of times. Like I used to be on the marching band, so I used to go to every single football game and play there. I was on the track team, so I was usually involved with other sports too when we used to do workouts together. And I'm really good friends with many kids on the sports team, so it's really nice to have this sort of like bond with all these different kids with different backgrounds, different parts of the island.
How does it feel seeing so many people here participating in the cause?
I actually didn't expect this many people, so it's actually really nice to see so many people care about this.
Excellent job. Thank you so much. Continued success. Good luck to you, and say hi to everyone over at Tottenville for us.
Okay. Hi, Tottenville. Woo!
Do you know that the Autism Speaks Walk is the largest fundraiser to support research, advocacy, and services in the world? Not only do we connect our people right here in this community with the resources they need, we also fund cutting-edge research around the world. Autism Speaks advocates for better laws and policies for people on the spectrum and their families across the lifespan and works towards a world full of understanding and acceptance. Your donation and fundraising are what make this progress possible, so thank you.
We are blessed to have a trio of women join us today. Can you please do us the honor of introducing yourselves?
Elisa Pritchard.
Anna Riccatelli.
Liana.
Tell us about the person that you are walking for today.
We are walking for Team Frankie and Leanna. We're walking for Leanna and also a dear friend of mine, Frankie, who's not here right now. He's on his way. We just want to honor them and everybody else.
What's it like seeing so many people not just celebrate the day like Leanna is doing, but also participating in today?
It's wonderful. It really means a lot.
Tell us about the person that you are walking for, or the people that you're walking for, and what their daily lives are like.
Well, it's hard for them. I mean, some days are great days and, it's not really noticeable. And some days they have a little bit of trouble. What we take for granted every day is not so easy for them. So,
is there a hope that you would like to see happen after today?
yeah, I'd like to see everybody acknowledge it and not just think it's something that's being overlooked. Everyone should get their kids tested and not just bypass it. It's a struggle.
How do their conditions affect each of you?
It's tough. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just if you don't live it, you don't know it. Like it's just very hard to explain. But it's a daily struggle.
On a beautiful day like this, seeing so many people participate in an event like this, how does that make each of you feel?
Oh, that's great, because then people know, they understand, they've gone through it. A lot of people here, they're affected by it, so they know what the struggle is.
Ladies, thank you so much for participating. Continued success and good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Leanna, say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Bye.
We have an entire team from Great Kills High School joining us. And they're led by our new friend, Diego Martinez. Hello, Diego. How are you?
Good. My name is Diego.
How do you feel about participating in the walk today?
I feel want to participate.
And tell me about living as someone who has autism.
I got autism class, science for class, computer science for all.
Yes, that's right. Yes. That's right. That's why we're here. Yes. That's one of the reasons why we're here, because we want to make sure that while we're supporting autism, that we're also supporting students with autism in computer science, because computer science is for all.
For those who may not be familiar with the school, tell us about Great Kills High. When did it start and how long has it been in operation?
I don't know those particulars. I started working with Great Kills High School in, I think, 2009. I've always taught in District 75, which is self-contained special education. What I do now at the Great Kills High School, which is actually part of 37R, and our wonderful principal, Florence Gorski, and my AP, Donnie Swanson, we run the software engineering program. We are, I believe, one of the first District 75 high schools in that program to receive that grant. So our students are being trained in computer design, game design, programming, robotics, all the things that all the other kids in New York City are participating in. So are my students with autism, and they're excelling in it. And we're so happy to be here celebrating this March for students with autism and computer science for all.
Tell me about a day in the life of a particular student who's going to take computer classes. What's the classwork like? And also, what type of feeling do they get after taking these classes?
Let me start by saying the students are users of technology already. They could jump on YouTube. I've had students years ago find things that I've never heard of, and from the 40s and the 50s, and just things that you can't believe they found. So it's good that they're able to find things, but it's even better now that they're learning how to actually be creators of content on the internet. So that's one of the things that makes me the most proud about teaching computer science to my students. What I can also say is that one student in particular, when his parents saw what he was able to do, during one of the parent-teacher conferences, they went home and bought him a laptop.
That's interesting.
Not only so now this student who programs games in a program called Scratch, it's an online open source community. He's made friends all over the country. Wow. That they look at his projects and they comment and they like each other's projects and they're supportive in that way. So these guys here are amazing. They like to build robots. Any challenge that you put in front of them, they meet. And they meet with high standards. They participated in hackathons with Newdorp High School, where my daughter attends. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like Newdorp High School was there to teach our kids. They all worked collaboratively. And this is what needs to happen all over New York City.
Do these young people participate in the classes at all?
Yes, they do. Both of them.
How do you feel about doing computer work?
I know computer works looks better, and it looks better. How do you know? Well, it looks better. Computer science. I make up Scratch.
Yes.
Make up Scratch.
And Diego is an artist also.
What kind of artwork do you do?
I was a bus and the ferries and the boats and bicycles.
Beautiful. Is there a hope that you would like to see happen from today's walk?
Of course, all the money that can be raised for autism and studies to improve the lives of students and children with autism, that would be the primary goal. The secondary goal for me is that people recognize that students with autism have abilities like everyone else. They deserve job opportunities, they deserve training opportunities, and they deserve to have industry developed to welcome them instead of separating them.
Everyone, wonderful, wonderful job. Diego, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so very
My
much.
pleasure.
Continued success and good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of Team Drew, Deborah Papagni, Denmark. Very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Tell me about Drew.
Drew is 9 years old, and he was diagnosed with autism at 2, and also he has another syndrome called Phelan-McDermott syndrome. So he's on the autism spectrum, and he also has Phelan-McDermott syndrome.
Tell me about being a parent of an autistic child. What's a day in the life like for the both of you?
Some days are very difficult, but we get by. We have a good support system. We have over 100 people here today to support Drew, and I can't ask for anything else.
What is it like seeing this entire community participating today?
Overwhelming. It's really beautiful to see all the support, and I'm happy to be part of today.
What hope do you have after this day?
I just want to raise awareness of the disease, both autism and Phelan-McDermott syndrome, and hopefully one day we'll have brighter days.
Deborah, excellent job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the interview.
What a pleasure it is to speak to our dear friend Trish Rollins. It's great to see you again. How are you, Trish?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for coming out today.
Thank you so much for inviting us to this wonderful, wonderful event that you have here. You drew quite a turnout. How does this make you feel?
Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, I look forward to this walk every day, every year, and it's so great to see all the happy faces. We have a lot of returning families that come every year, so it's just wonderful to see them again and to see all the kids having fun and see the families getting the resources that they need.
How does preparation for this event take place?
Next week, I will email CSI and I'll set down the date for next year, and usually starts officially planning usually about 6 months out. So.
And what goes into planning? What is involved, and how do you know what to have participate in this event?
Well, I have a group of very dedicated volunteers. They're our Staten Island Autism Speaks Walk committee, so they help a lot with the planning and the logistics. And we work a lot with our local service providers and our sponsors to see what they would like to see at the walk and to see who's going to come out, what they can provide for our families, and basically, to see how we can make the day run as smoothly as possible. We also have a lot of really great school teams that come out and volunteer to make sure all of the logistics go well.
What made you decide to be an advocate for people who have autism?
I grew up with a little brother with autism, so I got involved with the organization as a volunteer in 2007, and then a position at Autism Speaks opened up in 2014, and I've been working there ever since.
Tell me about your brother. What's a day in the life like for him?
Actually, my brother passed away in 2011. He was 25 years old. He would be 32 now. But he was the light of my life. He had the best laugh that just boomed throughout our whole household. If Billy was having a good day, we were all having a good day. And every time I'm at work, if I'm having a rough day, I listen to my brother's laugh in my head. And in my hectic moments, it calms me and grounds me.
Tell me more about Autism Speaks as an organization.
So Autism Speaks was founded in 2005 by Bob and Suzanne Wright in honor of their grandson Christian, and they started doing the walks. There are now over 60 walks throughout the country, and the walks are our largest fundraising event. Autism Speaks is dedicated to promoting solutions across the spectrum and throughout the lifespan for individuals with autism and their families. So whether it's a newly diagnosed person with autism or an adult that is looking for a job and housing and financial assistance, Autism Speaks is here to help them no matter where they are in their lifetime.
Is there a hope that you would like to see coming out of this event as opposed to, or in addition to, finding a cure? And if so, what would it be?
We're really just looking for people to get a better understanding of autism, because once you have a better understanding, that leads to acceptance and inclusion. I feel like everyone's aware, everyone's heard what autism is, but doesn't mean that people really know what autism is or what it's like to be autistic. So that's what we're really hoping to do, to give people a better understanding of autism and how to better serve their community and to have a better understanding of them.
Tell me about the number of teams that you drew today, because it seems like there was one group after another that was named after a particular individual that has autism.
We have about 170 teams that come out for this walk, which is amazing. And our teams, as you've seen walk by, are fairly large. So the walk is usually around 2,500 to 3,000 people. I don't know all the exact numbers yet, but a lot of the teams have like 30 people on them. So.
Is it by design having everyone walk as a group, or can people walk individually?
People can walk individually, but we like when they walk as a team just because it kind of gives them that sense that they're not alone, they're not in this alone. A lot of times parents, they are the ones that drive everything for their child and they pave the way. But when they have their siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, neighbors, friends, colleagues out with them, it gives them that bit of a sense of unity and community.
How long has this event been going on?
This is the 6th Autism Speaks Staten Island walk, and this is our 5th year doing it at the College of Staten Island.
And do you have an estimate as far as how much you've raised for the event in the last 6 years?
In the last 6 years, so usually raises around $300,000 per year, so nearly $2 million all told. But today we've raised $250,000 so far, which is amazing, and we'll probably hit $300,000 by the end of the year.
Here's some food for thought. How do you know what the best place is to have a walk like this?
Trial and error. We had our first walk at Midland Beach, and we had some different struggles and difficulties, but this is such a great location because it's closed in, there's a lot of parking, there's a lot of restrooms, and there's a ton of security. So that's our biggest concern, is making sure that it's a safe day for our families, and CSI does a great job with providing security. So God forbid anything happens, anyone gets missing, anyone gets hurt, we know that they're very on top of it to keep our families safe.
How long have you had it here at CSI's campus?
This is our 5th year at CSI.
Have you received any stories in regards to where the proceeds go to benefit all of the Staten Islanders that might have autism?
Yes, so through our grants programs, regional, local, and scholarships, $632,000 has been granted back to local service providers on Staten Island. $24,000 has gone back directly to families that have gone through natural disasters, like after Hurricane Sandy. And a lot of our service providers, like the Eden School, the Grace Foundation, the Institute for Basic Research, are all grant recipients from Autism Speaks that directly impacts the Staten Island community.
Do you have any final words or messages that you would like to send out to the Staten Island community in regards to this event?
Just want to say thank you to everyone for coming out, and if you need any resources, you can contact our autism response team at 888-288-4762, or by emailing family services at autismspeaks.org, or go on our website at autismspeaks.org.
Trish, great job. Wonderful to see you again. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.